And we're live! Hello!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! Welcome to the Bard Book
Welcome.
Club.
Welcome to our reading of A Midsummer Night's Dream.
This is our biggest cast yet. This is very exciting.
It is very exciting.
12 people. This is crazy.
12 people.
We're all playing many characters because Shakespeare was very extra about that.
Yeah,
So
really had a lot going on.
yeah, if everyone just say the main person you're being, we'll go through because we've got some new people here. So
Okay.
Bridget and I are your hosts. I'm playing the Fairy Queen and other people. Bridget, who are you?
I'm playing Helena and Bottom.
And then we have Austin with us.
Hello.
Who
It's
the
me.
hell? Yeah, but better.
It's Eskimo, but better.
Who the hell are you playing?
I'm playing Aegeus.
Pat. Who are you?
Philostrate.
Hell yeah. Simon, who are you?
I'm Peter Quince.
Michelle, who are you?
I'm Hermia.
Raphael, who are you?
I am the puck.
Percy, who are you?
I'm Lysander.
Kira, who are you?
Hippolyta and Oberon.
Danny, who are you?
Forget. Bisbee and Robin Starling.
Mar, what about you?
Oh, I'm Theseus and Moth.
Awesome. And David, who are you?
I'm Demetrius.
Hell yeah. I'm tweeting that we're live. Some excitement going on here.
And what's exciting is that this play is much shorter than what we read last
We're all
week.
not going to die here like we did with Hamlet. Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm just going to tweet that we are live, and then we can get... Oh, and I'll be doing the stage directions as always, and I highlighted them, so maybe I won't zone out and forget to say what's going on this time. But, you know, we can dare to dream. So,
Yep.
is everyone ready for A Midsummer Night's Dream by one William Shakespeare who was smart?
Prove it.
Is there one by two William Shakespeares?
Yep. Okay, here we go. A Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 1, Scene 1, Athens, the palace of Theseus. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, and Philostrate and attendants.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a step-dame or dowager, long withering out a young man revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth, turn melancholy forth to funerals, the pale companion is not for pomp.
Exit Philostrate.
Hippolyta, I would thee with my sword, and won thy love, doing thee injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Enter Aegeus, Hermia, Lysander, and Demetrius.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the new with thee?
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, my noble lord. This man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Though, Lysander, thou hasn't given her rhymes, and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung, with feigning voices verses of feigning love, and stolen impression of her fantasy, with bracelets of thy hair rings God's conceit, neck trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of song of strong prevailment and unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou flitched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness and my gracious duke. Be it so she will not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you your father shall be as a god, one that composed you beauties. Yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted and within his power, to lift the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind wanting your father's voice. The other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, in such a presence here to plead my thoughts, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death or to abjure, for even the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the labour of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mute, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold fruitless moon. Christ bless this they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage, but earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will virgin my paten up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day either prepare to die, for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius, as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest, for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander yield, thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her, I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his, my fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not the vantage as Demetrius's. And, which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right, Demetrius? I'll avouch it to his head. Made love to Nader's daughter, Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes devoutly, dotes on idolatry, upon his spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of still affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius come, and come Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love! Demetrius and Aegeus go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
Exit all but Lysander and Hermia.
How now, my love, why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beseem from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was different in blood,
O cross, too high to be enthralled, too low.
or else misgraft in respective years.
O spite, too old to be engaged, too young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
O hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
Or if there were sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as a dream, brief as the lightning in the coiled night, that, in a spleen, unfolds both heaven and earth, And ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up, so quick right things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion, therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager, of great revenue, and she hath no child. For from Athens her house is remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena, to do observance on a morn of May, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, that by which knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, when the false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, and number more than ever women spoke, in the same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly I will meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Enter Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair, that fair again unsay. Demetrius loves you fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. And when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye. My tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be you, to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art will you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart?
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto hell.
Helen, to your own minds we will unfold, tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass. A time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the wood, where often you and I, upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens turn away our eyes, to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck and grant thee with thy Demetrius. Good word, Lysander, we must starve our sight, from lovers' food till tomorrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia.
Exit Hermia.
Helena, adieu. As you unto him, Demetrius dote on you.
Exits.
How happy some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. As he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile, folding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste, and therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense, but herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Exits. Scene 2, Athens, Quince's house. Enter Quince, Snug, Bottom, Flute, Snout, and Starveling.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess, on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is The Most Lamentable Comedy and Most Cruel Death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, a good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus, a lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and the shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibus's car shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Heracles' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe's, a wandering knight?
'Tis a lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
Bottom.
Oh, sorry. And I may hide my face, let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne, Thisne, ah, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe and lady dear.
No. You must play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker. Also me. Here, Peter Quince. You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it to me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar. That I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly, you would fright the Duchess and the ladies, that they should shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang
us
every
mother's
son.
I grant you, friends, if that you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you and twir any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw color beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple and grain beard, or your French crown color beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town. By moonlight, there we will rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you, fill.
We will meet,
Tell me
and
not.
there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
Act 2. Wow, we're moving right along. Scene 1. A wood near Athens. Enter from opposite sides a fairy and Puck.
Hey now, spirit, whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through a bush, through a briar, over park, over pale, through a flood, through a fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere. And I serve the fairy queen, to dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her penmancers be, in their gold coats spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone, or our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the lovely boy, crowns him with flowers and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them here. There.
Either I mistake your shape in making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish knight, called Robin Goodfellow, are not you he that frights the maidens of villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labor in the corn, and bootless make the breathless housewives churn, and sometimes make the drink bear no harm, misled night wanderers laughing in their harm. Those that hobgoblin call you sweet Puck, do you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile. When I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal, and sometime lurk in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab. When she drinks against her lips, I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest aunt telling the saddest tale. Sometimes her 3-foot stool mistaketh me. Then I slip from her bum down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And then the whole choir hold their lips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there. But broom fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here, my mistress, would that he were gone.
Enter from one side Oberon with his train, from the other Titania with hers.
I'll met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Fairy skip hence, I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am I not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Philydia. Why art thou here? Come from the farthest step of India? But that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your busked mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus, for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Pangea, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Aegil break his faith, and Adrian and Antopia?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margin of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore, winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling in the land, have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The folds stand empty in the drowned field, and the crows are fatted with the murrian flock. The 9 men's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with hymn or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air. The rheumatic diseases do abound, and thorough their distemperature we see. The seasons alter, hoary-headed frost, far in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on Oldheim's thin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is, as in mockery set, the spring, the summer, the childling autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries, and mazed world, by their increase, now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you? Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. When we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait, following her womb, then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land, to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal of that boy, did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within the woods intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away, we shall chide downright if I longer stay. Exit Titania with her train.
Well, go thy way, thou shalt not from this grove. Till I torment thee for this injury, my gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest? Since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres, to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed, a certain aim he took, at a fair vessel thrown by the west, and loosened his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I may see young Cupid's fiery shaft, quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votress passed on, in maiden Mediterranean fancy free, yet mark it, I were the bolt of Cupid's fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness? Fetch me the flower, the herb I shewed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make a man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle about the earth in 40 minutes.
Exits.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing, when she waking looks upon, be it lion, bear, wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with a soul of love, and ere I take the charm off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who come here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
Enter Demetrius, Helena, and Helena following him.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldest me they were stolen into this wood, and here I am, and woed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you, I do not, nor cannot love you?
And even for that, do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel, spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company, for you and my respect are all the world. Then how can it be, said I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of the wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wood, and were not made to woo.
Exit Demetrius.
I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Exits.
Fare thee well, nymph, ere do leave this grove. Thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love.
Re-enter Puck.
How hast thou the flower there, welcome wanderer?
Hey, there it is.
I pray thee, give it to me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violets grows, quite over canopied with lush woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with elegantine. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight, and there the snake throws her enamelled skin, weed wide enough to rasp a fairy in, and with the juice of this I'll seek her eyes, and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies. Maybe the lady thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, and he may prove more fond of her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere and first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
Scene 2, another part of the wood. Enter Titania with her train. Come now, roundel and a fairy song. Then, for the third part of minute, hence. Some to kill cankers in the musk road buds, some war with their leather wings, to make my small elves coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep then to your offices, and let me rest. The fairies sing. Turn up. You spotted snakes with double tongue. Love that song. New album coming soon. You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen. And then that continues. And then next fairy say your line. I'm not singing the whole song. We're not pulling it.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, hence away, now all is settled. One aloof stands sentinel.
Exit fairies, Titania sleeps. Enter Oberon and squeezes the flower on Titania's eyelids. Oberon.
Okay. What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love's sake. Love and languish for his sake, be it once or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In the eye that shall appear, when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Exits. Enter Lysander and Hermia.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. Will rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander, find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both, one heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet, do not lie so near.
Oh, take the scent, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning of love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchanged with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side no bedroom may ye deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation, as well may be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. By far off be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love never alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen, to that fair prayer say I, and then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher eyes be pressed.
They sleep. Enter Puck.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said. Despise the Athenian maid, and hear the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Exit. Enter Demetrius and Helena running.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkly leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on thy peril, I alone will go.
Exits.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, no, I am as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel though Demetrius do, as a monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead? Or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though you love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes I with her have spent, but not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who will not change a raven for a dove? The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now ripe not to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes where I o'erlook love stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born, when at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can, deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye? But you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth, you do me wrong, good sooth, you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well, perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more gentleness, of more true gentleness. I thought, oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
Exits.
She sees not Hermia, Hermia asleep through there, and never mayst thou come, Lysander, near. For as the sure fate of the sweetest things the deepest loathing to that stomach brings, or as a tie heresies to men do leave, are hated most of those they did deceive. So thou, my surefit and my heresy, of all be hated, but most of me. And all my powers address your love and might to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Exits.
Help me, Lysander, do thy best, to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Ay me, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel play. Lysander, what removed? Lysander, Lord! What, out of hearing? Gone? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak, if you are in here. Speak, of all loves, I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I will perceive you, all not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Act 3, Scene 1, The Wood. Titania is lying asleep. Enter Quince, Snug, Bottom, Flute, Snout, and Starveling.
Are we all met?
Pat, pat, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By our lake in parlous fear.
Who's Starveling?
It would help if I unmuted. I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make it all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves. To bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. I am no such thing. I am man as other men are. And there indeed let him name his name, and tell them plainly he is Snug the joiner.
Well, it shall be so, but there is 2 hard things, that is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber, for, you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight. Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. Look in the almanac, find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why, then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with the bush of thorns and a lanthorn, and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, and did talk through the chink of a wall. You can never bring a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus, and through the cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
Enter Puck from behind.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What, a play toward? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odors, odors.
Odors, savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice, stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
Exits.
A stranger Pyramus than ear played here.
Exits. Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, must you, for you must understand he goes, but you see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky Drubinal, and eke most lovely Jew, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus's tomb, man. Why must you speak that yet? That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once. Cues and all Pyramus enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, as truest horse that yet would never tire. Re-enter Puck and Bottom with an ass's head.
If I were fair Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous, oh, strange. We are haunted. Pray, masters, fly, masters, help!
Exit Quinn, Snug, Flute, Snout, and Starveling.
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through breer. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn, like horse, like hound, hog, bear, fire, at every turn.
Exits.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Re-enter Snout.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Exit Snout, re-enter Quince.
Bless thee, Bottom, bless thee. Thou art translated.
Exit.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing, that they shall hear I am not afraid. The osel cock so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain-song cuckoo gray, whose note full of many a doth mark, and dares not answer nay. For indeed who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry, cuckoo never so?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to swear I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that, and yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee, therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peasel blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed. Enter everyone I just said. Who's Peasel Bottom?
Kira.
Am I?
Kira.
Oh, I'm Peas. Okay.
You just say,
Peas Blossom.
yeah, you just say ready.
Ready.
And I.
And I.
And I.
Where shall we
Where
go?
shall we go?
I don't know. Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them at fiery glowworms' eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
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 I cry your worship's mercy. Heartily I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman.
Peas Blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mr. Squash, your mother, and to Master Peace God, your father. Good Master Peace Blossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir.
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred had made my eyes water ere now. I desire you more acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with watery eye. And when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently. Exits. Scene 2, another part of the wood. Enter Oberon.
I wonder if Titania be awake. Then what it was the next came to her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger.
Enter Puck.
How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that worked for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for the great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at this advantage take. An ass knoll I fixed on his head, and on his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes. When they him spy, as wild geese that the creeping fowler eye, or russet pated cough, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky, so at his sight away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here o'er one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made the senseless things begin to do them wrong, for briers and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, some from yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked of force she must be eyed.
Enter Hermia and Demetrius.
Stand close, this is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes and blood, plunge in the deep, and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day, as he to me would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I believe as soon as the whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with Antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim?
So should the murderer look, and so should I, pierced to the heart through your stern with your stern cruelty. And yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What, this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur, thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on misprized mood. I am not guilter of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then, that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
Exits.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
Lies down and sleeps, in the middle of the woods.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprison must perforce ensue some true love turn, and not a false turn true.
And fate o'er rules that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find, all fancy sick as she, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love and cost, and the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here, I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go. Look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Exits.
Flower of this purple dye, hit the Cupid's archery. Sink in the apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Re-enter Puck.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside, the noise they make will cause Demetrius to wake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone, and those things do best please me, that befall presbyterously.
Enter Lysander and Helena.
Why should you think that I woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows stillborn, in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more when truth kills truth. O devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her over? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put in two scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind now when you give her over.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves you not.
Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe in show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. That pure congealed white high Taurus snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow when thou'st hold thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell, I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do? But you must join in souls to mock me too. If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so. To vow and swear and surpraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena? A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes. With your derision, none of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius, be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know, I know. And here, with all good will, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part, and yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will to my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If I e'er loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guest wise sojourned, and now to Helen it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Re-enter Hermia.
Dark night, that form the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes, wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. My ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound, but why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all your fiery oes and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know that I hate and bear thee made that the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo, is she one of this she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent, when we have child, we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days friendship, childhood innocence, we, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grow together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet an union and partition, two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies but one heart, two of the first, like coats in heraldry, due but to one and crowned with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder, to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial, wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul and tender me? Forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent. What thought I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly my own fault. which death or absence shall soon remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she can entreat. Thy treats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee, by my life I do. I swear by thou which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw, and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, whereto tends all this?
Away, you Ethiope.
No, he'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this, sweet love?
Thy love, out, tawny Tartar, out, loathed medicine, hated poison, hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
And I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll trust not your word.
What, should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why, then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid, in earnest, shall I say?
I by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh me, you juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine, i' faith, have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem, because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak. How low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewishness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower, hark, again.
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia, did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Say that in love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you. For love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now so you will let me quiet go? To Athens will I bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why, get you gone? Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering not grass maid, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in that her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou abide by it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try who's right, of thine or mine, in most in Helena.
Follow. Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
Exit Lysander and Demetrius.
You mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you, I, nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
Exits.
I am amazed, and know not what to say.
Also exits.
This is thy negligence still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries wilfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garment he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes, and so far am I glad it so did sort, and this there jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High therefore Robin overcast the night. The starry weekend cover thou anon with a drooping fog as black as Archeon, and lead these testy rivals so astray, as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometimes rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er the brown death counterfeit sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. These then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous piety, to take thee from thee hence to an air with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wanton sight. Then, when they next wake, all this diversion shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with leagues whose date till death shall never end. Whiles I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed even release from a monster's view, and all these things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards, damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods have burial, all ready to set their wormy beds are gone. For fear lest they should look their shames upon, they wilfully themselves exile from light, and must for aye consort with a black-browed knight.
But we are the spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love hath oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may trend, even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Exits.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then, to plainer ground.
Exit Lysander as following the voice re-enter Demetrius.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak, in some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for wars, and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come, thou child. I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled, that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here.
I'm so sorry. Exit, re-enter Lysander.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I follow fast, but faster he did fly. That fallen am I in dark uneven way, and here will rest me.
Lies down in the middle of the woods.
Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me the grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Sleeps, because that's a great choice. Re-enter Puck and Demetrius.
Oh, coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me, if thou darest, for well I wot thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay then, thou mock me. Thou shalt buy this dear if ever I face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constrains me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach looks to be visited.
Also lies down and sleeps in the middle of the woods. Re-enter Helena.
Sorry. O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy honor, shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight. From these that my poor company detest, and sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, steal me away from mine own company.
And you know what? She also lies down and goes to sleep.
Yet but three? Come one more. Two of both kinds make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Re-enter Hermia.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs keep no pace with my desires. Here I rest me till the break of day. Heaven's shield, Lysander, if they mean a fray.
And she also goes to sleep in the middle of the goddamn woods.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye gentle lover remedy.
Squeezing the juice on Lysander's eyes, just straight drugging him.
When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, and the country proverb known, that every man should take his own. In your waking shall be shown, Jack shall have Jill, not shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Exits. Act 4. I can't believe we're in Act 4 already. My God. We're like merely at Act 2 in Hamlet at this time. Scene 1. The same. Lysander, Demetrius, Helena, and Hermia are lying asleep. Enter Titania and Bottom, Peas Blossom, Cobweb, Moth, Mustard Seed, and other fairies attending. Oberon behind unseen. Here we go. Come sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready.
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready.
Monsieur Cobweb, good Monsieur, get you your weapons in your hand, and kill me a red-hipped humble bee on the top of a thistle. And good Monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, Monsieur. And good Monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, Senor. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Give me your leaf, Monsieur Mustard Seed. Pray you, leave you your courtesy, good Monsieur.
What's your will?
Nothing, good Monsieur, but to help cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, Monsieur, for methinks I am marvellous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass, if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongues and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly a peck of provender, I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather have a handful of two of dried peas, but I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be all ways away. Exit fairies. So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle, gently entwist the female ivy, so earnings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee. They also go to sleep. Enter Puck.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou the sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the woods, seeking sweet favors of this hateful fool. I did unbraid her and fall out with her, for she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew which sometimes on the buds was wont for swell, like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty flower's eyes, like tears that did their own disgrace bewail, when I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience. I then did ask of her challenging child, which straight she gave me in her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off his head of this Athenian swine, that he awaken when the other do. May all to the Athenians back against repair, and think no more this night's accidents, but as the fiercest vexation of a dream. But first I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou once want to be. See as thou once want to see. Dian's bud or Cupid flower hath such force and blessed power. Now my Tatiana wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions I have seen! Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now!
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five the sense.
Music, Poe, music, such as charmeth sleep.
Do, 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 do.
Now when thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound music, come, my queen, take hands of me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in a mighty, and will go tomorrow midnight solemnly, dance in Duke's Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be, wedded with Theseus all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, troop we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping here, was found with these mortals on the ground. Exits, horns winded within, enter Theseus, Hippolyta, Aegeus, and their train.
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed, and since we have the hour of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds, and couple in the western valley, let them go, dispatch, I say, and find the forester.
Exits an attendant.
We will, fair queen, up to the mountain stop, and mark the musical confusion, hounds, and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they'd bade and bear. With the hounds of Sparta never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies and fountains ever region near, seem all one mutual cry I never heard, so musical a discord such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flute, so sanded, and their heads are hung, with ears that sweep away the morning dew, crooked knee and dew-lapped like Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each a cry more tunable, was never holed to, nor cheered with horn, in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear, but soft, what names are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. Here. And this is Lysander. This Demetrius is. This Helena. Old Nader's Helena. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace or solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns.
Horns and shout within, Lysander, Demetrius, Helena, and Hermia wake and start up.
Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin this with birds, but to couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all to stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How come this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet, I swear, I cannot truly say how I came here, but, as I think, for truly would I speak, and now do I bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough, enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife, and me of my consent, that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy following me? But, my good lord, I wot not by that power, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia melted as the snow, and seemed to me now as if the remembrance of an idol gone, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object that is the pleasure of my eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed there I saw Hermia, but like in sickness did I loathe this food. But as in health, come to my natural taste, now I do so wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us, this couple shall eternally be knit, and for the morning now is something worn, our purpose hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3, we'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
Exit Theseus, Hippolyta, Aegeus, and train.
These things seem small and undistinguishable.
Methinks I see these things with parted eye, when everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do you not think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then, we are awake. Let us follow him, and by the way, let us recount our dreams.
Exits.
When my cue comes, call me and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho! Peter Quince, flute, the bellows mender, snout, the tinker. Starveling, gods, my life stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream, past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass, if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was... No, there is no man can tell what. Methought I was... Methought I had... But man is but a patched fool, if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom, and I will sing it in the latter end of a play. For the Duke, peradventure to make it more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Exits. Scene 2, Athens, Quince's house. Kat, do you want to read Snout so we don't have Simon talking to himself? Wonderful. I didn't realize that when I typed the cast list. Enter Quince, flute, Snout, and Starveling.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all of Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he has simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yeah, and the best person too, and he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught. Enter Snug.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport has gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom, thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have scaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus or nothing. Enter Bottom.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom, O courageous day, O most happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell you I am no true Athenian, I will tell you everything, right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look o'er his part, for the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang for the lion's claws. And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away, go away.
Now we are already at Act 5. What a thought. Scene 1, Athens, the palace of Theseus. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, Philostrate, lords and attendants.
'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true, I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend, more than cool reason over comprehend. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is, the madman, the lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt, the poet's eyes in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to every nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination, that if it will but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy, or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed a bear.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, with more witnesses than fancy images, and grows to something of great constancy, but however strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth.
Enter Lysander, Demetrius, Hermia, and Helena.
Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us, wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, what masque, what dances shall we have, to wear away this long age of 3 hours, between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play, to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What masque, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There's the brief. How many sports are ripe? Make choice of which your highness will see first.
Give the paper.
The battle with the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. Will none of that. What that have I told my love, in glory of my kinsman Hercules? The riot of a tipsy bacchanal tearing the Thracian singer in the rage. That is an old device, and it ways played when I from thieves came last a conqueror. The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary, that is some satire, keen and critical, not certain with a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe, very tragical mirth, merry and tragical, tedious and brief, that is, hot eyes and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play, but by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which, when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing, nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intent. Extremely stretched, and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
Exit Philostrate.
I love not to see these wretchedness o'ercharged, and duty is the service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing of this kind.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing, or sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do. Noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have purposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I have seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practised accent in their fears, and in conclusion dumbly have broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence did I speak a welcome, and in the modesty of a fearful duty. I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence, love thereof and tongue-tied simplicity, in least speak must to my capacity.
Re-enter Philostrate.
So please, your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
Flourish of trumpets. Enter. Thank you so much. It's like we're there. Enter Quince for the prologue.
If we offend, it is with our good will, that you should think we come not to offend, but with good will, to show our simple skill that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come but in despite, we do not come as minding to contest you. Our true intent is, all for delight are we not here, that you should hear, repent you, the actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath rid his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord, it is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath paid on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound but not in the government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next?
I'm sorry. Enter Pyramus and Thisbe, Wall, Moonshine, and Lion. Can we go over real quick who are these people?
I am Pyramus.
I'm
You're Thisbe. Austin B. Wall. Danny is Moonshine. And
I'm Lion.
Okay.
All right.
Simon is still reading
Prologue.
prologue.
Simon is still prologue.
Wait, are we
Gentles,
changing it from what the thing was, or is it from the original?
Who are you supposed to be original? This is what I mean. Is it
Lion.
You're
Yeah.
Lion. Okay, you're Lion, not Percy. Okay.
Because they cast the actors in like Act 1. So I wrote those down.
Okay, wait. Say it again for the folks at home.
I am Pyramus. Molly, you're Thisbe. Austin B. Wall. Danny is Moonshine. David is Lion.
Simon is doing the prologue.
Yep.
Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Take it away, Simon.
Okay, perfect. Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus. If you would know, this beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man, with lime and rough cast, doth present Wall, that vile Wall, which did these lovers sunder. And through Wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper. At the which, let no man wonder, this man, this lanthorn, dog, and bush of thorn, presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb. There to woo this grisly beast, which Lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle did fall, which Lion, vile with bloody mouth, did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisby's mantle slain, whereat with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast, and Thisby, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew, and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
Exit prologue, Thisby, Lion, and Moonshine.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may, when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall, that I, one snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think, that in a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisby did whisper very often very secretly, this loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am the same wall, that the truth is so. And this cranny is, bright and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Will you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that I have ever heard discourse, my lord.
Enter Pyramus.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence!
O grim-looked night, O night with hue so black, O night whichever art when day is not, O night, alack, 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 I fear my Thisby's promises forgot, and thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O wall, sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye.
Wall holds up his fingers.
Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisby do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisby's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see, it will fall, pat, as I told you. Yonder she comes.
Enter Thisby. O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink, to spy, and I can hear my Thisby's face. Thisby!
My love thou art, my love I think.
Think what thou wilt, I am thy lover's grace, and, like Lymander, am I trusty still.
And I like Helen, till the fates me kill.
Not Shaphalus and to Procrus was so true.
As Shaphalus to Procrus, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay. Exit Pyramus and Thisby.
Thus have I, well, my part discharged so, and, being done, thus wall away doth go.
Exit.
Now is the mural down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion.
Enter Lion and Moonshine.
You, ladies, you who gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now perchance to quake and tremble here, when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, once snug the joiner, am a lion fell, or else no lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast of a good conscience.
This lion, a very beast and a beast, my lord, that I ever saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his discretion. The fox carries
Whoever just said your line, say it again.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I'm sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to the discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
He is no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself the man, I the moon do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man shall be put into the lanthorn. How is it else the man, I the moon?
He dare not come for the candle, for you see it is already in snuff.
I am aweary of this moon. Would change.
It appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane, but yet in courtesy, in all reason, we must say the time.
Proceed, moon.
All that I have to say is to tell you the lanthorn is the moon. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why, all those should be in the lanthorn, for all those are in the moon. But silence! Here comes Thisbe.
Enter Thisbe. This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Oh!
Thisbe runs off.
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
The lion shakes Thisbe's mantle and exits.
Well mouthed, lion.
And so the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Enter Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I take to the truest Thisbe sight. But stay, O spite! But mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? O dainty duck, oh dear! Thy mantle good, what stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell! O fates, come, come! Cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion, okay, this passion and the death of a dear friend will go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is which was the dearest, the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, confound, out sword and wound, the pap of Pyramus, I that left pap, where heart doth hop.
Stabs himself.
Thus I die, thus, thus, thus. Now I am dead, now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight.
Exit moonshine.
Now die, 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 die.
Dies.
No die but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than ace, man, for he is dead. He is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance moonshine has gone before Thisbe comes back to find her lover.
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Re-enter Thisbe.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A mote will turn the balance. Which Pyramus, which Thisbe, is the better? He for a man, God warrant us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She hath spied him already with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means Videlicet.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove? O Pyramus, arise. Speak. Speak, quite dumb? Dead? Dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These, my lips with cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone, all gone. Lovers make moan, his eyes were green as leeks. O sisters three, come, come to me, with hands as pale as milk, lay them in gore, since you have shore. With shears his thread of silk, tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword, come blade my breast. Imbrune stabs herself. And farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moon- Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and Wall too.
No, I assure you the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue, or to hear a burgomask dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse, never excuse, for when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Marry, if he that played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it will have been a fine tragedy, and so it is truly, and very notably discharged. But come, your Bergomask, let your epilogue alone.
A dance.
The iron tongue of midnight has told 12 lovers to bed. It's almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable gross play had well beguiled the heavy gait of the night. Sweet friends to bed, a fortnight hold we this solemnity, in nightly rebels a new jollity.
Exits, enter Puck.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with the weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite, in the church-way paths to glide, and we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, follow in darkness like a dream. Now our frolic, not a mouse, shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before, to sweep the dust behind the door.
Enter Oberon and Titania with their train.
Through the house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar. And this dirty ditty after me, sing and dance in trippingly.
First, rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place. And then they turn up.
Do 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 do.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue that create ever shall be fortunate, so shall all the couples thee ever true and loving be. And the blots of nature hand shall not in their issue stand, never mole, hair, lip, nor scar, no mark prodigious, such as are. Despised in nativity, shall upon their child be, with his field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless. Through this place with sweet peace ever shall is in safety rest, and the owner of the bleat blessed trip away, make no stray, meet me all by break of day.
Exit Oberon, Titania, and train.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, whiles these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the Puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Yay! That was a Midsummer Night's Dream. That was the quickest we've ever done one. Don't
Thank
worry,
you all for watching.
it will take forever. Next month we're doing Henry IV Part 2.
You're not. We're back to our regularly scheduled, really long shows.
We're back on our bullshit next month. Don't worry. So thank you everyone who is a part of it. Our new people, our recurring
Thank you to
people.
everyone who came out and watched.
Thank you to my sister for saying things in the chat. She said that she couldn't get over how attractive this cast was.
Thanks, Katie.
Movie night is next Friday at 8 p.m. We're watching the 1997, I believe.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, we love the ones with her in it. And then the Friday after that, Bridget and I have the live show discussion about the play. And like I said, next month is Henry IV Part 2. We'll have the dates for that reading later this month. Thank everybody for coming.
Yes. Thank you all for coming.
Bye.
Hopefully see you next week.